Robert.
Yo, what's shaking AC?
Oh, not much. I got
Yeah.
those earrings on that shake a little bit.
Okay,
There you
that's
go.
good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I got something shaking, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want to know what I have shaken. I haven't been to the gym in a long time. Everything's shaking.
Oh, that's almost sounding like a dad joke to me.
Well, I mean, there is so much going on. Like, you just watch your social media over the next few months with Control V. We're taking over the world. But
Oh,
I don't want to
okay.
go down that path because it's all in the DL for now. But I do want to mention something that I heard through the grapevine.
Mm.
you know, Everyone's always got like their deep throat, right? Like the person on the inside that knows all the stuff that's going on. And apparently all of the buzz and the industry deep throats and everyone who's sharing information, they're saying that the biggest gold mine of what's happening in the future and what's happening currently across all of the franchise businesses gets disclosed at your roundtables. Like this is the wealth of knowledge that people go to figure out what needs to happen, how to make their business going, what's the future of AI. I was at a conference and everything had AI to do with it. I just wanted to like vomit in my mouth. Like it was so ridiculous. Totally other rant. That's some pixie dust we could talk about a different time. Anyways, point is the source, the gold standard of uh prudent business actions all happens within the AC roundtables. So I'm going to throw this out just to get this ball rolling. What happened at, let's say, the field coach roundtable this week?
Well, that's the best. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't have said that out loud, but I mean, it's definitely the most interesting because those field coaches, field support teams don't have generally anywhere to network with peers, and they're not usually typically anyway, they're not typically sent to conferences, although they would like to be, but there's usually a limit because there's budgets and things with that companies have. So they're like, oh, finally I'm around people that understand my challenges. So yes, and okay, I'll just addressing what you said about the gold mine. I guess, just the fact that you've got these for the field support roundtable, you've got all these people in the field support role, you got field coaches, FBCs, whatever brands are calling them, and they're telling each other things that are working or things that aren't working. Okay, this isn't working. What are you guys doing to make this work? So I guess that is the gold mine. I hadn't thought of it like that. That's pretty cool. This week, so first of all, what we do at every roundtable, while we have a topic, a planned topic, we also, because with the field support roundtable, because of what I just said, that these people often don't have a place to go talk to people that are doing the same type of job. I start it with, hey, before we get into today's topic, does anybody have anything you're looking for support from your peers on? Like you're in this, it's room full of peers, right? And so one of our attendees, our members, brought up a situation that I thought, that's an interesting one we've never really talked about. And it is a new franchisee disgruntled right away, like within a short period of time. Like they're not going down they're going right from the like glee to me to like the angry, glee to we chart really quickly. They're in the like angry zone, the break free, and the frustrated zone. And so he asked, like, what would you guys do if the franchisee, this new franchisee, is already saying, I don't believe, like, if he fully does not believe that the home office team has his back or supports him, or he doesn't believe in the home office team, this franchisee. So interesting, because usually that shouldn't happen so quickly. So I'll pause there. I can tell you what people talked about, but what goes through your head when you hear that? Like, what would you do to prevent that, or
Oh
have you
my.
experienced that as a franchisor?
No, haven't experienced that as a franchisor. I definitely empathize with a lot of franchisors with the stuff that they have to go through. I think oftentimes franchisees get to play a victim card and they win. Like everything rolls up to the franchisor. It's your fault. Ultimately, it is. The franchisor is accountable, but that doesn't mean that the franchisee isn't off the hook. Like as much as we're supposed to vet our franchisees, if this particular franchisee is saying they don't trust the home office team, where the heck were you when it was time to vet who you were getting into business with? Did you not meet the rest of the home office team and ask them and try to get to know them? Like, there should be going through you, like with a fine-tooth comb, why aren't you doing that with them? So are you just going to throw up your hands and say it's all the franchisor's fault now? It's probably the franchisor's onus to fix this, but you're not off the hook either.
It's a very interesting point. I think that's, it's a bit hardcore sounding, but it's actually true. I mean, you're right. Like, you chose to be in this business. And again, we're talking about a franchisee that comes in and is disgruntled and frustrated early on. Obviously, most franchisees, you start out, you're usually in a good partnership at the beginning. But if that's the case and they're already acting that way, you kind of, yeah, you have to wonder, like, well, what did you maybe miss?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's any other thoughts?
I mean,
What
that's
would
kind
you
of
do?
what would I
Would you, I
do?
guess, yeah, I guess you'd start with that. You'd say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, this rant could be incredibly long, but there's like a laundry list of things that I would do to try to fix this first, right? And it wouldn't immediately be by solving the franchisee's immediate problems. Like if their immediate problem is I don't like the software or I don't like the amount of money I'm making or whatever, that's not going to solve it. That's going to be a band-aid. Try to get down to the root of this problem and sort that out first.
Yeah, very good. Actually, that was one of my favorite key takeaways on the roundtable yesterday. And what it was okay. So you, when you first started, you chose to do this. You were excited, obviously, and happy. You made the decision to do this to become a franchisee. What changed from then to now? Like, what's
Mhm.
happened to change? So that's, I think, a great way to start to get to the root of the problem. At least start to. Um, in this situation, it turned out that it was a capital issue. It sounded like this franchisee was undercapitalized. And in this case, it sounds like it was the franchisor common problem in the FDD not having put in enough working capital to, anticipating enough working capital to get through that first, 3 to 6 months. So in some ways you can kind of go, well, the franchisee might have a fair point. So what do you do now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, as a finance guy, as a numbers guy, like there could be so much better things to go through the FDD than just harping on an item 19, which everyone knows can be manipulated like crazy. Like stuff like this should be in there, should be verified. Oh my gosh, I could. Right. Okay. So,
Okay. Well, why don't I
okay.
share with you some of the takeaways that came up about that before
Okay.
you start
I'm
like
looking forward
having,
to it.
because as soon as the smoke starts coming
See
out of
my
your
face
ears,
getting all red and my
yeah,
ears
your
are
face getting
steaming.
red, you're putting your hands in your face. Okay, your face in your hands. Okay, so well, here's kind of the sentiment is that okay, so yeah, maybe you counted on the working capital, the anticipated working capital to be this amount and it's more. As a field support member, I'm here to try to help you. I want to see if we can work together on this. At this point, it's why don't we see if we can figure out, because also this guy isn't out doing what he should be doing. Like it's not like if he's being a really good operator, then that's when a franchise company will often have like a targeted support program to go, okay, you're off to a tougher start for some reason. Let's add in a little marketing for you, or let's help you a little bit. Like if you're doing all the things you should be doing. In this case, the guy wasn't doing those things. So it's like, okay, well, let's go back to like, let's see your behavior here and like, let's tie it to what you want out of this. Why, you became a franchisee of this business because I'll just make this up. You wanted to, change kids' lives, say. Okay, well, like, does that get you excited? Like, let's get you out doing the things and see if we can get this going. And get you focused on the right things that are actually going to help you, with this business. And I think ultimately, and I'm just kind of talking fast because we got to wrap up this rant soon, but ultimately we need that franchisee to see like, okay, well, maybe a mistake was made, but and that sucks, but let's see what we can do. You have two choices. That was another thing that came up. You can either sit around and complain about it and, go to business and go lie and die on a couch, or you can step up and go, what can we do?
Yeah. It's like Schrodinger's franchisee. You're either empowered or a victim at the same time until you lift the box.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay, three, two, one.
One.
Go
Go
be
be
awesome.
awesome.